Kev.
Okay, for those listening at home, welcome back to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. We are back after a brief error. Sorry, I think I did miss what you said you guys were going to do.
Kettle said he was going to go outside.
Okay.
And then he said, you better bring me a beer. And I looked down at Ruggin and I said, order some more beers and go outside with Kettle.
Okay, Ruggin?
Yeah, and he said he would. So he said, if you insist.
If you insist, I did.
Okay. Okay, so Ruggin, you follow the Warforged. The whole kind of bar watches this happen as he walks out. Okay, let's see if I'll send the invite to Brent again.
Brent got up to go get a beer when you got disconnected. So.
Oh, okay, well, I'll send an invite to both his email addresses, and we'll see what happened. Okay, so actually, we need Brent back because he's the one chatting to. Well, actually, you're free of your boozy colleague right now. What do you want?
Well, yeah. So now I'm gonna walk over, or join Rurik at the bar.
Okay. So as let me just tell Brent, because I want to make sure his character knows what's going on. Oh, fly. You know, actually, why don't we take a quick, while we're waiting for those guys to get back on, I'm going to grab some more coffee and take a piss. You guys want to take a quick bio break?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So still don't have. Oh, Brent back. Steve, I actually had a thought while I was in grabbing my coffees. Steve can actually choose to use his luck to try and re-roll that willpower or that self-control, that willpower roll again if he likes.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's what. Remember, Steve, you all have luck, so once an hour you can choose to re-roll your a failed roll, and you roll three. Basically, you roll 2 more times and take the highest of all, or the best of all 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah. We almost need a little name. Oh, is this our name of our group, the Sons of Seer?
Sons of Seer. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, you know, like these characters were created to be GURPS equivalents of existing 4th edition characters, right? So when you create a character fresh in GURPS, you start with a description of the character, right? Like it's a very much like, I want to play, if we're playing a fantasy type game, I want to play, like if you were going to create Malark, say in this one, Malark the monk. Well, he's a monk, so what types of disadvantage, you have a set amount of points. You get more points for buying disadvantages or taking disadvantages, and then you can, like, often what I do is like I said, I follow these templates, so I get a rough idea or a starting point of, like, well, he's going to want to be dexterous, so I want to have some, I want to raise his dex up. I don't know if there's many intelligence skills, but intelligence is what determines willpower and perception, and you can buy each of these up or down as well. Your hit points are based on your strength, but likewise that can be bought up or down, and your fatigue points are based on your health. As a monk, you probably want a fairly good health. Your strength you want to have decent, because that's going to determine how much damage you're doing. And your dex, in terms of skills, you would want, here, and the way that sort of like martial arts works in this is you have your base skill, and then you buy, I can't what they're called, not tactics, they're called techniques. And what it is like specific implementations of it. So there are things like sweep. Like if you want to make a attack roll that knocks the legs out from someone, you can do that using your default skill, but you take a penalty to it. And what the techniques do is they buy off that penalty.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you want to do call shots, like plucking the eye out of someone's head or whatever. And then there's a lot of neat, like you can get a background called Trained by Master, which allows you to take some cinematic skills like, crazy leaping, or like power strike, which is like you focus your strength in and then bam, and break something open, and you get a massive bonus to your strength.
Right.
Or other special abilities like, far leaping or whatever. So you buy all, you sort of fine-tune the character in terms of your advantages, and then disadvantages can be things like specific character ability or character features like, Ruggan's alcoholism, or it can be social things like if you have an obligation to, like, one thing that religious type characters often take is ritual. What is it? Ritualist. It's basically that you have to follow certain beliefs, and that by practicing those rituals, you maintain your access to your certain abilities, but if you stop doing those, you may lose them.
Right. Okay.
So it's like a cleric following or a paladin following their, faith or whatever. Where is? But yeah, it's a really, like, the game, the full game itself is it can be really daunting because it's just a shit ton of rules. But okay, I was just going to tell Brent. But when you what do you call it? Once you do that work to get your character sort of specialized, it really pays off. And the other neat thing is when you gain character points as you advance. And because GURPS characters, so it's the same points you use to build the character, you get steady, regular advancement. And you can choose to try and, well, basically, so you naturally will end up developing your character sort of out rather than up. They're going to gain more advantage, so you get better or smarter or more skilled or whatever. But more often you'll be like, oh shit, this skill would have been really helpful in this situation. Hey guys. Sorry about that. My Internet Explorer crashed.
Yeah, it hasn't come in yet. And then once that comes in, then work will tell me off.
Are you guys up?
Yeah, I'm sort of. So I'm just going to turn it on.
Guys?
Hello?
Hey!
Hey, you're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I heard is that, or what I was told is that, Kettle, you're taking your Drunky McDwarf outside?
Yes, we'll be. Well, I mean, the fun of it's kind of gone now, and I don't think. Kettle was really just kind of trying to fit in by doing what
Ruggan
was doing.
Yeah.
And now that he's kind of alone with Ruggan, he's really kind of nonplussed because it's not exactly what he was going for.
No.
So
You've seen Ruggan go through this before. So, Steve, sorry, what I was saying before is that you could have, I forgot to remind you, you could have used your luck to try and pass that will roll if you like.
Oh, right.
Okay, what you can do is, Steve, roll 2 more times, and what you're looking for is a 10 or less.
Oh. Okay, we can roll with it.
Oh, can roll it? Okay, cool. So then you are, you're outside, and you kind of grab one of the waitresses on the way out, and you're like, I'm outside. Make sure you keep me, and you hand her some coins, and then you walk out. Rurik, Uther kind of looks at that thing and back at you, and he says, does that belong to you?
I walk up and join their conversation, and I say, sorry for our tin-headed friend. He lacks all etiquette.
Friend.
I am Saramore.
That thing is with you?
He is with us.
He survived. Yeah, he survived the morning with us.
And you keep it around? What is some kind of sick souvenir?
He's one of the. We count him as one of the survivors.
I guess what I want to remind you of is what you're actually trying to achieve here. This dude, if it isn't coming across, fucking hates Warforged.
He readily follows orders, and he's good labor.
Ooh, yeah, friend, that's right. You're truthful. Yes, one thing you remember, Saramar, is that Rurik cannot tell a lie to save his life.
Yeah. Well, he is. He's a good laborer, and he's a hard worker, and doesn't require sleep or food on my ship.
Sure,
and
right.
I'll switch the topic to talking about my ship.
Okay, cool. So here, why don't you?
Because I'm not lying. I'm just talking about my ship.
Yeah. Brent, why don't you make a diplomacy check for me, please?
And I do horribly.
What'd you roll?
Can I spend something to? How does the fatigue work?
Brent, no. Your what do you call it? You can't spend fatigue on these kind of things. You can use luck though. Once an hour, you can re-roll, and you re-roll twice and take the best result of those 3.
Okay, I will re-roll because I rolled a 17 and I really don't want that roll.
There are critical failures in this as well.
Okay, so re-roll number 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 again.
Fuck.
Re-roll number 2. I rolled a 7.
Team.
Awesome. Team. Okay, so he what do you call it? He's kind of what the fuck? Sorry, now it's telling me I may hold on. I'm trying to stop this goddamn thing. It's trying to restart for updates in 14 minutes. Fuck you.
That was me last time.
I know, like tonight, my computer is playing the role of Brent's computer so if it does, I will be back on right away, guys. I'll send another fucking invite.
One of the horrible things I've heard about Windows 10, I haven't installed it yet, is that the updates are non-optional.
Jesus. This is, well,
So in 14 minutes, your computer will shit the bed.
Well, I haven't installed Windows 10 yet, though.
Oh.
Well, you might be able to turn yours off. Is there not an option to, like, delay?
Well, I said close, but it just told me, like, it didn't say, like, delay or delay for an hour or whatever. It just said, you're restarting in 14 minutes. Close or restart now. So in the event that I blink off, I will be back, guys. It's just my computer being an asshole. Okay, so, but anyway, Rourke, yeah, so he sort of, like, all right. So, sorry, how is that stout?
This stout is it's an amazing stout.
Yeah.
I haven't had something this good in a long time.
Thank
you very much. I really appreciate that. This is a great establishment.
Well, this is, it's good to have clientele who actually appreciate some of the finer things that we bring in. Not like these fucking gobos that we've got over there. I'm not complaining about how much they drink, mind you, but God. So, what brings you in here? And he kind of...
Actually, to be perfectly honest, you.
Kind of looks as me. He looks at you, or looks up at you, Saramar, and you're kind of looking at him directly too.
I hear you might be able to help me. What the hell is the name of the other undead country? What sort?
Karnath.
Karnath. Thanks.
Karnath.
It's been too long since I've been in Eberron.
That's okay.
I hear you. I hear you might know where I'm looking for a Karnathi, and I hear you're the person to ask.
Karnathi.
He goes by his name is
Peter Kessler.
Is Drader Kessler.
Saramar just said it.
Okay.
He kind of looks around. He says, it leans into you guys. That's a name that shouldn't be spoken too loudly. Now, what would the dragon marked, what would House Lyrandar want with a man like Dieter Kessler?
To do with, Jeff, are you from Seer as well?
Yeah, you guys all are.
Yeah, we're all from Seer.
Oh, I didn't tell you, but yeah, sorry, Brent, you might have been trying to sort out the printing. You guys all were part of a military unit, and you were just outside the border on the day of mourning, so you guys have served together during the last war. You were their sort of sergeant.
Both of us are from Seer. We hear he may have knowledge of what happened on the day of mourning.
You know, that Kessler lives in this town, and I've got to live in this town, too. Word gets back that I'm sending people his way who might want to do him harm.
We mean him no harm. We just want information. And from him. We'll make sure it does not get back to you, and we'll be well compensated.
How will I be compensated?
I'm assuming I'm not like super rich, but I'm assuming that we can put together some form of funds as from our professional.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll tap my coin purse.
He puts his hands forward in kind of a cup, on cupping the like shielding the bar like this. So he kind of puts it down, and his thumbs are up. And then he sort of does this.
Okay, I will give him whatever, like an amount that would be a large sum for the income of a tavern owner.
Okay. He kind of he sees you, like every single coin you put down. He's watching as it goes down, and then as the last one's put down, kind of stands up to his full height, and then pulls it forward like that, so it drops into his apron. He says, "All right, I can tell you where to find him. Down, about 4 streets over from here, there is a caravanier's shop. Round back from there, you'll find that there is what looks like a stable. It's not a stable. You go knock on that door, and you tell you tell who answers the door that the hand is rising. They'll let you in to see Kessler, but you didn't hear it from me."
Of course.
Understood.
Now, you do me one more favor too.
And what's that, friend?
That dwarf, he's with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You take him with you. I know his kind. I can recognize trouble when I see it.
We will.
Well then, Sir Lyrandar, I trust that our dealings are at an end then. And as you are turning to leave, you hear shouting across the tavern, the slurring sounds of Ruggan saying, "Yeah!
Yeah!
Right over there!" And standing, kind of poking his head in the doorway, is Kettle. Standing with his arms sort of around the waist of another figure is Ruggan, pointing at you guys, sloshing beer on the ground. And standing there is a half-elf dressed in slick black leather robe, his hair neatly pulled back, and the symbol of the mark of storm adorning his neck.
Wow.
Yes, of course. Thank you, my friend. And he looks up. Rurik Lirindar. I thought I would find you here. I saw that scow you call your ship earlier. Now, you wouldn't be here looking for Diedrich Kessler, would you? And there's this sort of like muttering that goes through the entire crowd. You see Uther kind of like shoots you a look that would kill you. Rurik, you look back for a second, you look back at this guy, and you, of course, recognize him. This is your first cousin, Lefis Lirindar. What do you do?
It's a distinct lack of pleasure to see you as always.
Cousin.
I was just leaving. I will leave this fine establishment to yourself. We had just stopped for a beverage, and we shall be on our way.
Oh, I hear. He's saying loud enough for everyone in the bar to hear. I hear that you are here, of course, looking for that Diedrich Kessler. Are you still trying to chase down some kind of ferreted out information that doesn't want to be found? Surely you should understand that some people simply do not want to be found. Can you guys both...
I don't know who you're speaking of.
Ruggan, and actually all of you guys, can you make perception checks for me? Those of you with acute vision, you can get the +1.
So this is like you mean like a -1 to our roll, basically, or
no, +1 to the number you're rolling against.
Okay.
So you're like Brent. Your perception is an 11. You have 12 when you're rolling against. Yeah,
I rolled exactly on a 12, so I made it.
Thing. Hey guys, it's going to restart in 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make your perception rolls. I'm going to restart right now. I'll be back on in like 3 minutes, and I'll send you a new invite. Okay?
Sounds good. Order Greenland.
I rolled an 8.
Where Seer was.
I also rolled an 8.
So we made it. What a fucking douchebag.
Your family is a bunch of
right now. Thrain is crazy. They're a bunch of religious. They're like monotheistic, crazy zealots who, like, everyone worships the gods. They decided there's one god called the Flame, and they try and burn people who don't acknowledge there's one true god.
Oh, they're Christians. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
The elves. This is an elvish nation here. There's more one of the elvish nations. This is where the goblins come from. Basically, there's 5 big nations: Leland, Thrain, that was Seer, Audor, and Arneth, and they were part of an empire, and they separated, and they all went to war, and they used to control most of the continent, and they sort of got devastated. And then there's like smaller like shit in the the corners and fringes. Right. This is the demon waste. This is the wilderness where like a bunch of orc druids try to keep demons at bay. The orcs are kind of cool in this.
And how did they do that?
They guard these portals to the underworld.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of pirates up in here. Okay, so here, this is the continent we're on. We're over here. Our pirate's adventure took place around this continent here.
Oh, okay.
And Kev's rat dude from over here. Yeah. And this is the continent of the dragons.
We need you guys hang this call up too, right?
Oh, and the elves aren't immortal, but they are big fans of undead.
Huh.
Oh yeah, I guess
They're like drow.
Sort of. Oh, thanks.